No matter what part of the season you're in, the beginning of the growing season or planting your seeds or harvesting your crops, you always have to think about next season and the season after. You always have to seed save. If you don't seed save next year, you'll be scratching your head as you're trying to buy seeds from somebody else. And what if you can't get good ones? What if the ones you get are not really the best? Seed save. So I have some of our Alaskan peas I pulled off the vine this morning. I'm going to go ahead and pop them out. I'm going to let them dry. So I have enough to start next year's. I'm not trying to grow a whole lot of them. I really like the snap sugar peas better than anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just save some of these. Somebody might appreciate seeing it, so I'm going to put it in one of my videos. Okay, so these little seed pods. There you go. One-handed video. There you go. Some of these are a little bit smaller. Yeah. The tripod is the way to go. It's obvious. But for now, you get the idea. Alaska peas. Next year's seeds. I'm still going to eat a few of them. I still love looking at it. Our first artichoke. Just amazing. It's amazing. Waited 2 years for that. Because last year they died. We started over. 2 years, first artichoke. It's expensive artichoke. And of course I dropped it trying to hold the camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep Caitlin out here a little longer next time. So I cut the first 2 artichokes. That one and the one that just fell down, I'll grab that one. Give me the first 2 artichokes. This one, I'm gonna let it flower. I can't wait to see it. Supposedly it's a big, beautiful flower. I'm gonna let that one ride. These other ones are gonna grow and we'll harvest some more. I'm gonna have to start watching them. I let them bloom so I can get more artichoke seeds. We're gonna go plant them in the ground around the yard because they need too much water for me to be able to water them every day. They're just ridiculous. They are water cows. So I'm gonna have to get them in the ground where they can keep their water they need. Next year, they'll be in the ground. I got a few in pots and I got a few small ones here that are thriving because they're small. But when they get big and start putting out artichokes, they need a lot of water, and these pots aren't working. It's all right, we learned, and we ate some artichokes, so that's all that mattered. Yeah, that's all that mattered. All right, when it comes to the seed saving, I never stop learning, and I don't think I'm gonna get any less excited. I only get more excited. So you remember the beautiful purple flowers on our artichoke plants. It's actually the artichoke. You pick it before it opens and flowers, and that's what people eat as an artichoke. I don't know if you've ever bought them in the store and you put them in a pot, you put some garlic on top, or my wife will stuff them with breadcrumbs and garlic. But the point is, we ate some of them and they were delicious. But I wanted to let some of them flower. Number one, because I wanted to see what the flowers look like. And number two, I wanted to seed save. So this one is still drying and it still has a little bit of purple on it. But I just showed you one that I already started to pull it apart. And immediately, upon pulling these little strings out, I started to have some seeds come out. So it looks like we have some artichoke seeds from our globe artichokes. So I already just did a sunflower. I should have videotaped it. I'll tell you, I got to learn to just get the tripod out here and do things in front of the camera. But I just picked apart one of our sunflowers, a 4-foot yellow sunflowers, and they were beautiful sunflowers. But one sunflower gave me so many seeds, I've got a big handful in my pocket. And so I'm gonna go find another one. I'll pick that one apart for you. But let me get in here and get some more of these artichoke seeds. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just so excited. So our artichokes grew, they produced artichokes, we let some flower, and now we have a whole bunch of seeds. And I'm gonna start a bunch of artichoke plants, and I'm just gonna start putting them in the ground along the back fence. Then right next to them is gonna be the blackberry bushes. Because obviously I can't get these enough water. These artichoke plants, they water cows, they want water. Water buffaloes. We'll call them water buffaloes anyway. So these are globe artichokes. Let me go ahead and get as many seeds out of one plant as I can. One flower, just one artichoke flower. And let me see how many seeds come out of it. I'll be right back. I know I probably have it all over my face because I've been cleaning these things out to get the seeds. But you know when you have a dandelion in your front lawn, the little yellow flowers? Everybody wants to spray them, but lately I've been seeing all kinds of people make salads and they make tea and all kinds of other stuff. But the point is, eventually that dandelion turns into those little white round puffy balls. And each one of those little things takes off in the wind and brings a seed with it. So that's how our artichokes, how they spread. See that seed? That artichoke seed is on one of those little puffy things. And eventually, these will all pop out of that flower and blow across the yard, and those seeds will grow somewhere else. So, if you've never grown artichokes, now I'm showing you how to do it, but here's how you get the seeds out of them. This whole video is about seed saving. This whole video is about taking something that you were successful with and then taking the seeds so the next year will be even better. So there's an artichoke seed right on the end of that little poofy thing. I don't know the scientific word for it, so we're going with poofy thing. That little poofy thing has a seed. If I pop the seed off, there you go. That's a globe artichoke seed, and I got a whole basket full just from 3 flowers. That's a lot of artichoke seeds, globe artichokes. That's just from 3 artichokes we saved, plus a little tiny one, didn't really have any seeds in it. So 3 nice artichokes. I mean, I don't know. That's a couple of 100 seeds. I'm gonna start every one of them. We're gonna go back there and start a whole bunch of them. We have the little cells. We have those Vigo Grow cells, so I might as well get them started and get them along that fence line so they can go all winter, because you don't get artichokes until the 2nd season. They gotta overwinter first. See all these little balls? All of these are seeds for asparagus. Now, I've heard people say they like to cut the male plants out. Some people only like to grow the female plants. I'll tell you what, I don't care what asparagus is growing, I'm gonna let it grow and we're gonna eat it. And I will be picking a whole bunch of these. I used to take time to put nets on them, but I'd use 200 nets in this, just in this one area on these 4 or 5 asparagus beds. So I'll just start picking them. I picked one before. When they start to turn a little red, I'll pick them. And then we have so many asparagus plants, I'll be giving them away. If you want asparagus and you're anywhere in the area, let me know. I'll give them to you. I did pull one of those berries off of the asparagus. I just wanted to see how it was. And there was 2 seeds that I think are good, that they would grow if I planted them. The rest of it was just not developed enough. But I'll pick one every now and then to check up on them. Because like I said, there's way too many to start netting each one. So, here, check it out. We got 2 asparagus seeds today while I was out there. Anyway, I'll have a whole lot of them in another month. I'm going to let them turn red before I pick them. It's a lot of fun. It's late, so I'm trying to be quiet so I don't wake everybody up. Those little berries, I pulled a few today. I just opened them. The seeds are ready. Most of them started to turn a little bit. So I pulled the berries so I don't lose the seeds. Tomorrow, now that I open these up and I check them, I'm going to go out tomorrow and I'm going to harvest hundreds of those berries. I'm going to pull all those asparagus out of our purple asparagus bed. We have plenty of asparagus grown in the other beds and some Jersey Giants and some other ones. But the purple asparagus, I'm pulling all those seeds this year. And I'm going to start 3 more asparagus areas. We're going to go ahead and plant them in the ground. I showed you what happened today with the artichokes. They are water cows. So artichokes, they grow just fine in the other countries where it's nice and hot. So obviously they need to be in the ground where their roots could spread out and get all the water they need. All right, it's the 15th of July, and I can see that a lot of these berries that contain the seeds on our purple asparagus, they're starting to turn. It was too many for me to start netting them. It would have been crazy. So basically, I figured I'd just watch them. A bunch of them are starting to turn color, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pick them because that means the seeds are good. It also means something's gonna come and eat the berries, and when they eat the berries, I'm gonna lose the seeds and they're gonna grow somewhere else. So everything that's starting to turn, I'm gonna pick today. I'm gonna fill my pocket, and later on I'll clean them off and I'll show you that video. It's all going in my seed save video. I'm gonna put a whole video about how I save our seeds, how every year our plants are getting stronger, more vibrant, producing better crops. All right, I picked a couple of hundred of these berries. That's a couple of hundred purple asparagus seeds. I'm leaving the rest on the plant. Might come out in a couple of weeks and pick them, but it's gonna take a while for me to take the seeds out of these. So I might as well just let these things get a little bit more mature. That's a couple of hundred of those purple asparagus seeds in my pocket. All right, that's black-seeded Simpson lettuce. It's a beautiful leafy lettuce. You can make a salad with this stuff. Let me check. No bugs. A little tough after it goes to seed, but the point is, they shot that stalk up. That lettuce plant's good 4.5 feet high. I'm about to cut the top off. I'll bring it in the house and I'll shake them over a paper plate. Just 2 or 3 of them will give us enough seeds for the next year. So the rest of these are going to be volunteering plants all over the place as they blow around the yard. You basically could see right now that all it takes is 1 or 2 plants going to seed to have enough seeds to plant. I mean, I could plant lettuce right now, black seeded Simpson. I could plant enough for half the state of South Carolina. All right, I try to, tap the plate to get rid of the fluffy stuff from the seeds, but the point is, I have enough seeds already. The rest of the stuff outside, I'm just gonna let it blow all over the yard. You know what's cool? It's cool when stuff just grows all by itself. We love volunteers, and if they're not in an inconvenient spot, we let them ride. So there you have it, seed saving for the black seeded Simpson lettuce. What a beautiful thing. Normally we wait till the end of the season and we leave a bunch of beans in the tunnel, or we used to leave them on the vines, on the tomato cages. We would leave them because then the beans would get to the point where you can let them dry and pull them out of the pods, and then that's what you plant the following year. We were distracted over the past 2 or 3 weeks with all these other projects, so I just took a visit to this bean tunnel this morning, and oh my goodness, the bean vines must have thought they were done for the season because we didn't pick them. A bunch of them swelled up. That is next year's bean seeds. The year after bean seeds, that's enough beans to grow for the next 4 or 5 years. And I can tell you right now, out of all the seeds, the beans always seem to germinate. They could be 10 years old and they will still give us a new bean vine. I could see some of the cilantro over there. It's starting to come back after I trimmed it. But I'm walking past my kale plant that I let go to seed. I have to let them go to seed if I want seeds for the following year. So I just let this one kale plant go all the way. And I noticed some of the seed pods are opening and dropping the seeds. So I'm going around the branches and I'm just systematically picking the biggest ones and cutting them. And I'm filling my pocket. I'll let them dry out and then I could just crumble them and the seeds will roll right out. But I think that one kale plant is all I'm going to need. We're going to have enough of this kale for the next 10 years if these seeds keep rolling. It's pretty exciting. Have your own seeds. Yeah. One pot, one plant, one patio. If you don't have seeds, you're just looking at pots on the patio. I cracked myself up. We let plenty of our parsley go to seed, but because the parsley's coming back every year stronger and stronger, the roots don't die. And every year, our parsley and our Italian parsley comes back fervently. I'm going to save some seeds because we have some friends that could use it. So I'm going to go ahead and net a couple of these blooms of seeds. But from the looks of all the seed pods here, all the seeds, we're going to have parsley growing all over the place out of the ground. It's going to be growing out. Look, I got strawberries growing over here. We didn't plant them. Some strawberry seeds must have got in there and they're growing. See that? That'll be several hundred parsley seeds. And it looks like the tomatoes, oh, we got a whole lot of tomatoes growing on our Paul Robesons. Okay, I have some baby Paul Robeson plants. We're gonna start our second crop in the ground, and then we're gonna start seeds for our third crop. Look at that. That's an entire tray, all 36, 32, however many cells are in there. All asparagus plants from seeds from last season. You cannot go wrong seed saving. There's something about it. It just makes your garden even more special in your heart. Well, me anyway. I'm sure some of you agree.